This is Jasper at Get Paid for Your Pad, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create your own vacation rental website using Lodgify. It contains two steps. The first step is to add a property. The second step is to create a website, and then finally you can link your property with the website, and then that's it, you're done. You have your own website. So this is a very fast process. That's one of the things I like about Lodgify. It allows you to pretty much have a website up and running within an hour, which seems really crazy. I've created a lot of websites myself, and it typically takes a long time to build a website. But with Lodgify, you can build your own website without any knowledge about coding, without any technical knowledge. You don't really have to be good with computers, actually, because it's very simple. And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a property. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Airbnb listing as a basis for this property. So I'm going to copy a lot of the content that I have on my Airbnb listing so that it'll be very easy to create this property on Lodgify. And I'm assuming that when you're watching this video, you probably have a listing on one of the listing sites, whether it's Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO. You probably have a listing somewhere. But if you don't, then don't worry. It's still very easy to create your property. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a property name. I'm going to create a headline. So I'm actually going to use the title that I have on Airbnb. I'm just going to copy paste it here for now. And then I'm going to use the first part actually for the property name. I'm going to call it Couples Getaway, as my house is very well suited for couples. And the headline will be comfortable and spacious 2-bedroom apartment. I'm going to add the name of the city in the property name. And then I'm going to keep the patio, walk everywhere. And I'm just going to go with this for now. Now, you can always change this later. The general theme of this tutorial is that I'm going to be very fast with creating my property and creating my website, because I know I can change everything later. But what I really like about Lodgify is that you can get up your website so quickly, and it's just very motivating, and it gives you a sense of fulfillment to get something done quickly. And so instead of fretting over every single little detail and spending tons of time to create like the perfect description and the perfect settings for my website, I'm going to take a different approach. I'm just going to use what I have, and I'm going to have my website live so I can look at it and I have something, because I don't want to stall. I don't want to procrastinate. I don't want to get stuck somewhere because I don't know what would be the perfect thing to fill out. I'm just going to go ahead, get things done. And that's what I recommend that you do as well. You can get your website live. Nobody will see it as long as you don't promote it. So you can totally publish it, and you can play around with it. You can optimize it. You can ask your friends for feedback and make improvements before you start promoting it and leading traffic to your site. So for the description, I am pretty much going to just use what I have on Airbnb here. I'm just going to copy paste it. Then I'm going to go ahead to the property details. So my house is, it's an apartment, right? So let's say it's a holiday apartment. I think that would be the best description. Now, I don't have parking. I don't have breakfast included. Credit cards accepted. Elevator building, I actually don't have any of this. Don't really want to have pets, garden, laundry service, housekeeper. I don't have any of those. It's suitable for 4 people. I can fill in the size. It's 1 unit. Bathroom. I have 1 bathroom. Bedroom. I have 2 bedrooms. 1 kitchen. And I have a roof terrace. I guess that qualifies as a balcony. As far as the sleeping arrangements, I don't have any king beds. I have 2 double beds. I don't have any single beds. I do include bed linen. Amenities, just pick the ones that are relevant. I provide towels, internet, heating. All right, so now there's other features that you can add. Once again, I want to make this process pretty fast so that you can have something up and running. And later I can always add custom features if I want to. So second step, map and gallery. Very straightforward. Okay, just select the country, select my city, and the map, as you can see, will update as you fill in these details. Put in my postal code, and then I'm going to put in my street. I'm not going to put in my my number, my address for privacy reasons. I recommend that you do fill in the actual address. You can select here to not show the address in your listing so that nobody will be able to see it. Now we get to the next step, which are the photos. Now I've actually gone ahead and I have saved all the pictures from my Airbnb listing, which is very easy to do. Airbnb doesn't provide the pictures. If you use the professional Airbnb photography service, if you created your own pictures, then you should have them. If you don't, simply right click on the photo, save image as, put them in a folder. So then you can simply upload all the pictures in one simple move. You just select all the pictures, you choose upload, and there we go. All the pictures are being uploaded. So once the pictures are uploaded, simply press save and continue, and we'll go to step 3. Okay, so actually I'm still in step 2 because I probably made a mistake here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this out again. Okay, so it didn't take my country. Oops. All right. Now my pictures are uploaded, so let's try again. There we go. Now we're done. You can see here, there's a little check sign, which means that, step 2 is completely done. Now we're at step 3, which is the rates and some booking settings. So first, you select the bookability of your property. All right, there's 3 options: inquiry only, booking request, and instant booking. For now, I'm just going to keep it a booking request. I will get into the details of the different options in another video, but for now, I just recommend that you keep it as it is. You can select your currency. So for me, that will be euro. So you want to apply a different price depending on the day of the week. Yep, I do. So for now, I'm just going to fill in some standards rates. And again, you can come back to the pricing later to adjust. For weekly, I recommend that you use about 6 times the daily rate. So 6 times 150 would be 900. I'm going to up it a little bit because we have weekend days as well. And then for monthly, I'm going to do just over 3 times the weekly rate. Okay, so I don't want to charge extra for guests. I do want to have a minimum stay of 2 nights. Check in after 3 p.m. Check out before 12 p.m., which is noon. So my cleaning lady has 3 hours. Cleaning charge, I'm going to charge 50 euros for cleaning. Miscellaneous charges, I don't need to do any of that. Taxes, I'm not going to use those options. Seasonal rate, I may adjust that later. I do recommend you use seasonal rates, but I'll get into that later in the video about pricing. There's a few other things that you can add here. Rental agreement, you can add some notes, promotions, add-ons. I'm going to skip those for now. And so I press save and continue. And as we can see now, step number 3 is we completed, which takes us to the next step, contact and reviews. So I already have my contact details filled out here. So there's nothing to be done. You can upload a photo of yourself, which is not a bad idea. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a picture. Now, the next step is to add reviews. So if you have a HomeAway, Flipkey, TripAdvisor, Domingos, Roomorama, or 9Flats account, I have actually never heard of Domingos. I don't know what it is. But if you do have one of those accounts, then you can actually link your reviews. Now, I don't have any of these. I don't have any of these sites. I only have Airbnb. Now, I could add reviews manually. So I could go on Airbnb and just copy some of my reviews, which is not a bad idea. And but I'm going to do that later. So I'm going to press the submit button now. Okay, so now you can see all the different steps have been completed. So I'm now done with adding my property. So the next step is to add your website. Now, this is very simple. You just go to my website and you'll see the button add a new website. Now, when you do that, you have to choose a name for your website. You just choose something and then you'll see a green check mark, which means that the name isn't taken yet, so that you can choose it. Now, later, you can actually choose a customized domain when you sign up for Lodgify. Like I'm running the trial version right now, and you probably are as well, if you're watching this. So I can't have my own customized domain. I'm going to be using a .lodgify.com domain name. So I'm going to choose single property, and here you can, in step 3, you can add the property. Now, next step is to go ahead and create it. But because I'm running the trial version and I've already created a website before, just to check out, how it works, so I can teach you how to do it. And I'm only allowed one website, so my website has already been created. But I'm going to show you exactly the different steps that you'll have to take. So the first step is to choose your theme. Okay, so basically how this works is you have a bunch of different themes that you can select from. You have templates and you have themes. Now, these templates you can choose from as well. And then you can choose the colors. Now, I recommend that you just choose something that you think fits your property best. And once you've done that, you simply press Save Changes. And then you will get to the next step, which is customizing your design. Here, you can customize all sorts of colors. You can customize the logo, you can customize the links, the buttons, the actions, background. This can all be customized. You can choose different palettes as well if you want different colors, and it will update automatically. It will update live. So you can take a look at what it looks like as you're updating the colors. Now, you can also change your background. You can change your logo if you have one. You can change the logo text. For example, I can put in couples getaway. You can even put a little subtext here. So now you'll see this shows up here. For example, subtitle, perfect home in Amsterdam. So you can customize pretty much anything. You change the font. You can really create your own unique websites, which is really cool. Now, I don't have a logo, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to save changes. As for the fonts, I am going to just keep that as it is now. And then we move on to the next step, which is, let's see, save changes. Okay, so actually, now that you've done this, you're pretty much done. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create some content for our homepage. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to pages, and here you'll see, wait, I just have to add my property because I haven't associated this property with this website yet. So I do that now. Now, when I go to pages, you'll see that all the different pages that we've configured when we were adding the property, like for example, the map and availability, the gallery. These are all the pictures that I've uploaded earlier. So these are all the different pages, but the one page that I haven't configured yet is the home page. So what we're going to do is we want to add some photos to the slideshow. So these are the photos that will show up on the home page. Okay, so we're going to be adding a number of photos for the slideshow, and we're going to be adding this call to action. So I'm going to say, book your perfect stay in Amsterdam now. And then I'm going to upload some images for the slideshow. Now, I don't want to upload all of them. I'm going to upload like the best pictures that I have. And I want to upload a picture that represents like different parts of my home. So for example, this picture would be good because it shows the living room. But I also want to show the terrace, the outside area. And I definitely also want to show a picture of one of the bedrooms because that's where people sleep in, and that's important. So this picture of the bedroom I'm going to add, and let's add a few more pictures. Let's see, well, it's nice. I think this picture here would be nice. You can see the kitchen in the background. And then maybe I'll add one picture of the neighborhood. Like for example, this picture. This is a very famous sign. I Amsterdam. All the tourists will know that. So it will look very familiar. So I'm going to add these pictures to my slideshow. And now you can write some welcome text for the homepage, right? This is the first page that people will see. So for your welcome text, again, I'm going to use the content that I already have on my Airbnb listing. So I'm going to go into my Airbnb listing and I am going to copy some of the text, not all of it. And I'm going to paste it in here. Right, so in the next section, you can add any other content that you want to show. So for example, you could add a picture of a review. You could add like your little photo with your superhost status. You can add a picture of all the reviews that you have, the ratings, anything that will build some trust with the viewer. So the way that you add this is let's just go ahead and delete this text for now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add an image, click this little button, and the easiest way to do this is just to drag a picture in here, and then it will show up. So this is a picture of my reviews, my ratings, and it's actually showing an actual review from a guest. So this is some really good build some trust with the viewer. All right, so now I am pretty much done. You can add all sorts of other stuff to your website. Again, this is really cool about Lodgify, that you can add so many different things. You can even add a video, which I definitely would recommend. But for now, again, we are just going to keep it simple. And as Lodgify indicates here, the final step is to publish. So I'm just going to go ahead and publish. And again, don't worry that your website isn't perfect, because nobody will look at your website because people don't know even know it exists. Google doesn't know it exists. So you're perfectly safe. But here's the cool thing. I now have my own website. And as you can see, it looks pretty basic, but I have my own website, which is pretty cool. So you can scroll through your website. You can look at the map. You can take a look at the pictures in the gallery. As you can see, the rates are in here. You can even see the rates in a different currency. I don't know what's showing rubles, probably because I'm in Russia. But anyway, availability. And these are all things that you can adjust in the backend. Again, we didn't add any reviews yet. Contact information. And let's go back to home. So the reason that I kind of went through this whole process like quite quickly is that I think once you have the website up and running, it will give you a better idea of what options you want to choose, like how you want to change the colors, what widgets you want to add. It's very hard to decide on all these options if you don't have any idea of what your website is going to look like. So now you can actually see it. You can see the slideshow here. You can see what this welcome text that I copy pasted. You can see my little review picture here, and you can scroll through all the different options that you have on the left. You can press the book now button just to play around with it, see what happens. See what things look like. What's the booking process look like? So I recommend you play around with your website a little bit. And based on that, now you can start making adjustments. So for example, you can ask your friends, you can ask family, hey, have a look at my website. And what do you think? What do you think I could improve? Play around with it. But in the end of the day, I pretty much have my own website up and running within half an hour, which is pretty cool. So thank you for watching. In this post, I will have a few other videos in which I go into more details about the different options that you have and all the different settings. So go ahead and watch those other videos if you want to, or just play around with your website. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.